Good morning, Facebook family. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Tea and Talk with Hermie. This morning, I will be spilling the tea on self care Sunday while planning for your upcoming week. So, thank you for joining me and thank you for allowing me in your space wherever you are. As always, I would always have my disclaimer because I am not licensed in any facet of anything. I'm educated. I have self experience with all life had to offer me of my 62 years on this earth. So when I do this segment, it's because of my life experience and because of a topic that I choose to talk about and I go do some research. So again, I say I am not licensed. However, I am equipped. I am equipped. I am very equipped to talk about whatever topic that I choose on this segment today. That I am equipped, fully equipped, but not fully licensed. Last week, we talked about life disappointments. And I want to have one takeaway from last week's show. One takeaway. And the one takeaway that I want to leave myself with, that I make sure that I do not fall into that trap of the what ifs. What if I had said this? What if I had done this? What if I had went there? What if I had done whatever? What if? I would leave the what ifs alone and just focus on learning that lesson and moving on to fight another day. So that's my takeaway from last week's. So moving on. I'm not getting my stuff right here now. What's going on? Okay, here we are. The Bible verse for today. The Bible verse for today comes from Proverbs 21, verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, and for those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. You know, I am a planner. Yes, I am. And I've been told because, oh, the military is still in you. And I could say, no, the military is not still in me. I just rather to plan so I have a less stress-free life. When I have a less stress-free life, it's awesome. I mean, I was grateful for my time in the military. However, I did not join the military to become a robot, as nothing like that. I am me, and like I said, I love planning. Uh, Living a structured life, it's not a disgrace to wake up in the morning, and I know how my day is gonna go. I mean, yes, something might happen along the way to change stuff, but guess what? I will plan because the scripture does say the plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty. So yes, I'm gonna plan. Now let's move on to the quote. I got this one from Parker, Parker J. Palmer. Self care is never a selfish act. I love that word because the word self care is there. And then he says, never. It's never a selfish act. It's simply good stewardship of only gift to have. Self, not a selfish act. Self cannot selfish act. If you on an aircraft and the oxygen mask falls down, and you're sitting amongst an elderly and an infant child. Self has to mask first. Self have to definitely take care of self first. Self-care is important. Self-care is important. Is no if, ands about it because if self don't take care of self, self cannot take care of others. My bottom ticker is already running. So it says eating foods for health benefits for the next week. It's already on the run. It's already on the run. It's already on the run. Last week, I made turmeric tea and ginger, but I was so excited to start tea and talk with Hermie, I forgot to drink my tea. I was so excited. So this week, I shan't not forget to drink my tea. I'm having sauce-up leaves this morning, and I'm not going to forget to drink my tea. I'm not. And for sauce-up leaves, anti-inflammatory, the blood sugar, and digestion. You would read somewhere that it will talk about it kills cancer cells, but it'll tell you, guess what? No, it's not a cure for cancer. I mean, when you read, it will tell you, hey, it has that blur that says drinking the tea will kill cancer cells, but it does not say it cures cancer. So guess what? It's right in my backyard to drink a cup of sauce up tea. So I shall enjoy drinking my sauce up tea this morning. I do suffer with indigestion a lot. So it I could say that start drinking the tea, I feel in my body is flowing better. My digestive system is flowing as it should. So I am gonna say I know from hearing about the benefits of the tea, I can attest to that. I am experiencing the benefits of the tea. So now let's move on to our segment for the day. I'm excited. I'm excited because this is my bread and butter right here. Because Sunday is my day of rest, but I'm telling you, I compact so much in my Sunday that is like, wow, I'm doing all of this in one day for the upcoming week. I'm making sure that one day is full of everything. So when my week comes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm all covered because why spend Sunday, I spend Sunday doing my planning for the upcoming week. So let's start. Let's start. Sunday morning, okay? It's like clockwork for me. It's like 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 clockwork. I started drinking water as soon as I wake up because I read somewhere that as soon as you wake up, drink some water, room temperature water. Drink that. Let your digestive system work so you could have a BM. So drink that water. Stretch. I have a cat, and I'm gonna tell you, as soon as my cat gets up, she do the cat scratch. I mean the cat stretch with the back, and she do the stretch. So stretch your body. Breathing exercise is important to do. When you do breathing exercises, it helps your diaphragm. It helps your abdomen. It gets your lungs ready for the day. So your breathing exercise. And every day, without fail, we have to pray. I mean, if you don't know that prayers move mountains and prayer changes things, it does. It may not happen when you want to happen, but it will happen on God's timing. It will happen in God's timing. Let's move on to the mind and the emotional time of planning for your week. You know, you will sit there and you will say, what, oh my God, the week is coming up. What do I have to get done? What do I have to do for this upcoming week? So write it down. You know, I'm a journal girl. I write it down. Journal queen. So you write it down. Whatever you write down, you may not accomplish everything that week, but at least you have an idea in your mind what you have to accomplish that week. So do the brain dump and say, you know what? Write it down. I want to get this done. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. And after you write it down and you say, okay, my list is done. And then you are immediately going to say, oh my God, look what all I wrote. I can't get all this done in one week. I can't do this. Circle it. Circle what's important. Because I'm telling you, something is always important than the other. So go down your list and circle what is a priority, what you have got to get done this week, and make that your priority for the week. And writing stuff down, if something is there that you wrote down that is worrying you, pray about it. Pray about it, because you are not here to worry. Okay, you are not here to worry. You are not. You are not here to worry, because when you worry, you add to your problem. So you are not here to worry. While you're there trying to worry, revert to something that uplifts you. Think back to something that makes you smile. Think back to something that just want to make you elevate. So you kill out that worryation. Because as a child growing up with my grandmother, she will always talk about worryation. She made that word. My grandmother made that word. Worryation will kill you. Worry, worry, worry. So just knock that worry out and bring up something uplifting that will help you feel better about yourself, and that thing that you're gonna be just to sit there and just worry, worry, worry. Body care. Yes, all week we take showers, 1, 2, 3 showers a day, but on Sunday, oh my God, it's like you're not you don't have to go to work, so you have time to sit there and take a wonderful soak. You just sit there and take a soak, and just you could soak for an hour. You could soak in some good Epsom salt, some eucalyptus, mint, whatever is your fragrance. You could just say, you know what? I remember the commercial and you say, Calgon, take me away. Who remembers that commercial? Calgon, take me away. So it's your time to just, you know what? Just soak it all away. A couple years ago, my friend Surana, she has a business that does healthcare, and she gave me a body wrap. I'm telling you, she gave me a wonderful compliment about my skin. So that was wonderful. And that body wrap was amazing. She put that sea moss, whatever that thing she put on me, and it was amazing. But now there is so much things that we could just do on our own at home. At home we could just say, you know what, I could wrap myself into some of these things and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna pamper myself. I'm just gonna pamper myself and get that. I purchased a thermal blanket. And that does wonder. It's not nothing to do with weight loss and nothing like that. It's just something to work on your pores. Because one thing about your pores, you need to keep your pores nice and refreshed and clean. Because if you don't, that's when the acne comes along with the when you don't have your pores, when you don't take care of your pores. Get a facial going, a manicure, a pedicure. I used to get when I first retired, I used to go and get a pedicure every 2 weeks. And then you know what I realized? My money was getting less. And I said to myself, wait a minute, I'm paying all this money to get my nails done and my feet done, and I'm wasting money here. Because when I think about it, I have to drive there. Okay, that's time wasted. I have to burn my gas. That's money wasted. I have to pay them. That's money wasted. I say, you know what? I'm going to start doing my own stuff. So I bought me a foot soak and I bought me this. And somebody said, well, sometimes you want to be pampered. Well, guess what? Hermie love pampering Hermie. There's nothing wrong with going out and doing your stuff out there. I'm not advocating for don't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that I enjoy doing it myself, and it has brought me more money in my little pocket. Okay, now let's move on to something that some of us might find hard to do or easy to do. Gratitude. Gratitude. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? When you sit in your quiet space and you think of what you are thankful for, what you thankful for? What you want to reflect on? It's Sunday, you're sipping your tea. What is there to reflect on? What do you want to reflect on? What do you want to ease your mind so when the week starts, you just gotta go right through it because you done did all your reflection, and then who you're thankful for, what you're thankful for. Because in all things, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going back and bring the Bible verse for you. But in everything, you have to be thankful. In all things, you have to be thankful. Everything. I mean, somebody said if you lost everything one time on Facebook, will you still thank God? Yes. Yes, I will still thank God because you know why? I'm alive. I can inhale and I can exhale. So I will be thankful in all things. I mean, being deployed, oh my gosh. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yes. That deployment, I was thankful that I came back. I was thankful to meet new people. I was thankful to have new experience. I was thankful to say, you know what, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. When you get to a point in your life when you realize that, hey, you might die today. You might die today. This might be the day I meet my maker. I'm thankful that that did not happen. I'm thankful that I'm here. I'm here. Okay, let's talk about meals. Let's talk about planning your meals. Let's talk about a less stressful day that each day you wake up, you already know the night before what you're going to eat because you plan your meals. And you plan your meals. If you go online now, everybody got their meal prep plan. This, eat that, eat that, eat that. Because it takes the worry away from what you're going to cook because you have everything already ready. You know what you're going to cook. Just take this there, take this there, and start cooking. Less time because the time you got to sit and wonder, okay, now what am I going to cook today? And then you realize, oh, guess what? You want to cook that, but you don't have the ingredients for it. So right there, you have in a less stressful morning because you know what you're going to cook and you know you have all your ingredients. You know you got your protein. You know you got your good fats. Don't be scared to eat starch. Okay, it's just how much you eat. When we go back to scriptures, everything is good. It's just how we eat it, how and when, how much and when. That's the key right here. We got to remember those two things: how much we eat and when we eat it. Like there is something about my lifestyle now. I don't eat fruits anymore past 2 o'clock. If it's 3 p.m. and I got to eat a fruit, it might be a mango. And I'm going to say, Lord Jesus, oh my God, close your eyes to that mango. There is tomorrow. Because I said, you know what? Yes, I work out, but I'm not as active I was in my 20s. I've been real. In my 20s and my 30s, I was much more active. So I said, you know what? No, I think I just eat it tomorrow. Nope. If tomorrow comes, I'll eat it tomorrow. So I'm not eating any fruits late. No, not. But fruits, vegetables, your whole grains, get it in your cabinet. When it comes to your fitness, I spent money in gym. I spent money in the gym. I spent money on different plans. But then I realized that yes, it's good. Yes, it helped me. Yes, it benefited me. But guess what? I learned along the way. I learned along the way what they were teaching me. So I started incorporating what they were teaching me. So I said, you know what? I know what to do now. Cardio, balance, flexibility, yoga. There is one new one, Tai Chi, and I'm loving Tai Chi. I am really loving Tai Chi. When you're doing your body weight, you could work out to your body weight, which is excellent body weight. When you use your body to work on it is excellent. However, if you want to add some endurance, the bands and weights, your upper body, your lower body, incorporate all of that. So you know what you're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Once you plan what you're doing, I'm going to do this Monday, I'm going to do upper. Tuesday, I'm going to do lower, then take that break. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do upper. And then you take that break. When am I going to put flexibility in the back? Flexibility is important. Flexibility is important. Balance is important. It's not just getting out there and running. It's more to the body than just cardio. The body need all of it, the whole pie. The whole pie. The whole pie is needed. So your body would say, Musafa, thank you. Alrighty. Let's talk about connecting with a friend. On Facebook, I have lots of friends. Okay. I have lots of friends on Facebook. But how many of them do I communicate with on a weekly basis? I'm not even going to say a daily, on a weekly basis. There is one friend I said, you know what? I will say happy birthday. There is no if ands about that. I will say birthday. But in the week or in the month, I don't say anything. And I'm telling you, I don't know if this have happened to anyone, but I had a friend and about a couple months passed and I didn't talk to them. So I said, you know what, let me call the friend. So I called a friend and someone answered. And I says, oh, I'm sorry, I have a wrong number. And she said, no, you don't have a wrong number. And then she says, you calling for my dad? And I says, yes. And then she says, he died. And I says, oh my goodness. My heart just dropped. It's like, here I have a friend. And then it goes back to my mentality of puff, puff, give, give. I call you, you call me. I call you, you call me. So I said, you know what? So I felt bad, but I didn't feel bad because he didn't call me either. And I didn't call him. So it was like, yes, I felt bad, but it's like, wow, here I have a friend died and I only found out about it after he's dead. So what I'm trying to say is you have a friend, reach out to the friend. If the friend and you do not do that puff, puff, give, give, then they're no longer a friend. They consider an acquaintance. That's how I'm going to put it. They're no longer a friend, they're just an acquaintance. Because if you have a friend, you're going to do that check-in. You're going to do the check-in. You're going to do the weekly check-in to see how you're doing. That's why, with Facebook, some people get so agitated with Facebook and what it's doing. But it's not what we are doing. It's what we are not doing. Okay? We are not doing something. And that's all I'm going to say. We are not doing something. And that's all I'm going to say. But you have a friend, and that's a friend, reach out. Reach out. If they are not reaching back out to you, then guess what? It's not a friendship. I'm being straight up and honest. Because it's puff, puff, give, give. Digital clutter. My cell phone right now is in the amber with my emails because I have too much emails. So on Sunday, that's when I go into my emails and I say, you know what? It's time to delete, 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 delete. Because on Sunday, I am free up. I got less time to say, I have more time now to say, you know what? Yes, I could free up, free up, free up, free up this one, free up that one, and free up that one. At what point in my life do I say, you know what? Put the cell phone down. I remember joining a group, and in that group, they said, put your phone on airplane mode for an hour a day. When you put your phone on airplane mode an hour a day and turn off the Wi-Fi, put the phone on airplane mode, and for 1 hour, there is no distractions. The phone just there. And I like that concept, and which I do use that concept. But there are times when I forget. So then I say, I just set a timer. I'll forget to go and take it off of, put back the Wi-Fi on so I don't use my data. So this is all things that we want to do on a Sunday. Now let's go on to something new, learning something new. Every week, something new have to come into your life. A new person, a new dish, a new idea, a new book, a new something. But pull something in every week. Try to get into something new every week. Just add something new every week. Build, grow, expand every week. I want to talk about something now that might be touchy, but I'm sorry. But it's about family time. It's family time, me time, your time. our time. When we are in a family dynamic, when there is a family unit and we get together to have dinner, no cell phones, leave the cell phones alone, no cell phones at the dinner table. So it's just dinner time, let's talk. And there is couple time, and then there is me time. And someone will say, well, if you have a husband or a wife or a significant other, then there is no such thing as me time. Well, I have to interject that for me personally, there have to be a me time. Many times I've seen couples who are together will say, well, you can't have a male friend if you're a female. And if you're a male, if you're a female, you can't have a male friend if you already have a significant other. It's like, where is the respect? Where is the boundaries? To be in a committed relationship and you telling the other person, guess what? Well, now that you have me, you got to get rid of that friend. You got to get rid of that one. You got to get rid of that one. I can't bite that one. I can't bite down. The simple fact that I can't bite that one is because we are adults. We got to respect each other's boundaries. I am in a committed relationship. We are friends, and that's what we are. We are not trying to get past friends. We are friends. So why dump a friendship because now I am in a committed relationship with someone? So establish boundaries. Have your family time, your couple time, and your me time. If your me time is just you sitting reading a book, enjoy. If your me time is you on the beach making yourself, just letting that ray fall on you, enjoy. But me time is important. Me time is important. You got to be with yourself. And in being with yourself, you could see a whole new planet coming along. Yes, I have covered everything that I am supposed to discuss about self-care and planning, planning, planning. We have got to plan so we don't fail. We have got to plan so we don't get stressed, so we don't get overburdened. Because when we plan, like the scripture says, we have plenty. When we plan, we have plenty. So take the time to plan your week. Just take the time to plan so you'll have a productive week. You'll have a successful week. You'll have an enjoyable week because you will be less stressed. Good morning, LaRon from Atlanta. It's so good to have you on. Thank you for joining the live. Good morning, Rico. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, okay. All righty. So, with that said, thank you. Thank you, Facebook, for allowing me to come into your space. I appreciate it very much. Island Girl out. Peace. Much love.